Greetings and welcome to my channel, Act 2 Life After 50. My name is Brené Bradley and I created this channel to address the issues and areas of interest for mature women. Today's topic is my retirement journey. Now I have a couple of other videos where I'm talking about my journey over the last year, but today is a very special day. But before we get into that, I would like to ask you to please support the channel by, you know the drill, subscribing, like the video, and then share with a friend. Now on the like, you haven't seen the whole video. I understand that. But if you tuned in at all, at least you are interested in the topic of the video. So if you wait to the end, you'll probably forget. So please like now. So about a year ago, I decided to retire. Now, I had been thinking and planning my retirement for some time, but because I wanted to make sure I had all of my ducks in a row, all my financial ducks in a row. But last year, it just hit me. And as much as I loved my job and as much as I like the people that I work with, I really decided that this would be my last year. So I posted 2 or 3 videos about this journey and some of the things that were happening to me along the way as I prepared for retirement. I discussed everything from the anxiety that I had all the way to Social Security and how difficult it is to understand Medicare. That was crazy. Anyway, today is the day. This is my first day of retirement. Literally the first day. And after working for 51 years, I started when I was 14. It seems surreal that I actually would not have a job to go to this morning. But I had a wonderful send-off after I told the director of my department that I was retiring. Things just kind of clicked into gear and we started a succession plan and getting other people to take over the very important work that I do in education. And so we really put things into effect. But I had decided I didn't want a gigantic going away party, educational thing with balloons and all that. I just wanted some of the people that I work with most closely to kind of go to a happy hour dinner type of thing so that we can just chat about old times. And we did that and it was wonderful. And then my colleagues took me out to lunch on the last day and they just pampered me and appreciated me. And it was awesome. I also told everyone that I was not going to open any cards or gifts that I'd gotten along the way, and I got quite a few until the morning of retirement. I had said I was going to wake up in the morning on the day after my last day of work, and I was going to sit on my bed with a cup of coffee and open each of the cards or gifts so that I could just have a personal moment with everything. So I went to bed last night. I woke up this morning. Actually, I woke up at my regular time between 5:30 and 6:30 is when I just naturally wake up. But I said, nope, I don't have any place to be. I'm staying in this bed. So I fell back to sleep and I woke up later on. I can't even imagine. It was almost 8 o'clock. I guess I really needed that rest. But then as I was thinking about my day, it was so funny because what I thought I was going to do, or what I thought I wanted to do, that's not what I wanted to do. So I had planned and it told everybody that I'm going to wake up, I'm going to open my gifts, but that's not really what I wanted to do. Really what I wanted to do was kind of work in my garden because it gets really hot in Georgia. And so it was cool. So I thought I want to go work in the garden before it gets too hot. So guess what I did? Exactly what I wanted to do. I went to work in my garden. And then after I finished that and then took a shower and got dressed all over again, then I sat down and opened all the wonderful cards and wonderful gifts. People were so generous with their compliments as well as their financial gifts. I was not expecting that. So, but that leads me to what the next thing I want to talk to you about. Not just the fact that I am retired now, and that is a wonderful thing, but if you watch any of my videos, you'll see that I'm always trying to share information. I'm always trying to share some insight. I don't get on and just talk foolishness. I try to share something that people could actually use, especially the women that are my focus group, or the women that I am I don't want to say targeting, because that really doesn't sound good, but the women that I want to support. And so I always try to do that. And I have some reflections. Like I said, I've worked for 51 years since I was 14. I either was working part-time and going to school full-time, going to school part-time and working part-time. And at one point I was going to school full-time and working full-time. Even when I had my now adult daughter, when I took off to have her, I only took off for 5 weeks. I didn't even take off for the full 6 weeks because I was so driven by work. But I've learned some things over these 50 years, and I just want to share those reflections with you. Just three things that I want to share. The first thing that is to do your best work. Now that may sound like a no-brainer, but trust me, if you have been to any store, made any phone call to a customer service, everybody doesn't do their best work. But when you do your best work, on the last day of work, you can honestly say, I always did my best. You can never have a time that you would reflect or look back on and say, ooh, I really didn't even give that any effort. Do your best work all the time. And whether people appreciated it, liked it, accepted it or not, you can have a clear conscience that says, I did the best that I could do. So that's one thing. The next thing leads right into that. And that is, people are as important as the work you do. And I'm telling you, I really experienced that as I prepared to retire. People were just so gracious, and they had such kind things to say. It really made me feel like the efforts that I put in all those years. Remember, I said earlier, do your best work no matter whether people accept it or not. It really made me feel like all of that was worth it. I'm telling you, I am still on a natural high from all of the positive comments that I have gotten from just hundreds of colleagues, people within my organization, people outside of my organization. And it really, it's kind of like when somebody dies and there's a eulogy, the person is dead, but people come up and they say all these nice things. Well, it's like, well, what did you think about the person when they were living? What did you say to the person when they were living? And unfortunately, there are people have to really scratch their head about what kind of good things they could say about a person when they're dead. Well, I can tell you that people just said such great things about me, and I'm not saying that in a prideful way. I'm saying because I worked very, very hard and I put forth my best effort. And I always tried to treat people with respect, professionalism, and I cared about their input. Now, sometimes, I must be honest, sometimes I did not get that in return. So over the 51 years that I've worked, there's been times when people gave me the blues, especially women. Can I just be for real? Working with women sometimes can be very challenging and very hard. In all of my environments, I have worked primarily with women. I'm in public service, education, and there's just a lot of women. And I've always had the ups and downs, but remembering to treat them with respect, with professionalism, and including and caring about their voice in the work that we do, I'm telling you, it has really, at the final day, it really paid off. And I've actually seen so many situations where the person that I was having an issue with, it over time, it turned around, and the work relationship was healed because I didn't give tit for tat. Yeah, I can be evil too. I can be evil like anybody else. Somebody treats me mean, I can definitely treat them mean as well. If somebody tries to disrespect me, I could disrespect you back. But I didn't. And so because I didn't, I was able to mend relationships where they were broken. And like I said, in the end, I could leave with an absolute clear conscience that I did my best work and I always tried to treat people with respect. The last thing on my reflections is when I first decided to retire, to be honest with you, I did not know what I was going to do. I knew I had to do something because I'm much too young and I have much too much energy just to do nothing. And I don't have any grandchildren just yet, so I can't dote on them and spend all my time with my grandchildren. So I knew I had to do something else. So I thought about it. I thought about the things that I like to do. I thought about the things that I have natural talents for. I didn't want to necessarily do like full-time consultant because then you're like working again and people have expectations when they're paying you. And I really didn't want to do that, but I wanted something to do. And I prayed about it. And really what came into my heart was to support mature women who are over 50 through all of the things that we go through. Now, years ago, I started the YouTube channel Act 2, Life After 50, but I just did videos every now and then when I had some time or when there was something on my heart. But just a couple of months ago, it really crystallized that that's what my next act would be about. My Act 2, now that I am closing the curtain on Act 1, Act 2 is going to be about supporting mature women in my community, virtually and in person. So I've started this. It's not an organization. It's not a 501c3. It's just a community of women that I can support with information, educational videos, workshops, because I do workshops in my work life. So I can do workshops in my next act as well on issues that are important to women, bringing women together for social activities. Believe it or not, there's a lot of women, mature women, who don't have healthy social interaction with other women. And so that's going to be a part of the focus. And you can be a part of it too. Whether you are close to me, which is in greater Atlanta, Georgia, or you are in another country, because I do things virtually as well as I coordinate events and things in person. So if you want more information about that, you can join our Meetup group at meetup.com, Act 2 Life After 50. You can also email me at act2lifeafter50 gmail.com, and that's Act 2 with the number 2 and 50 with the number 50. And if you can't get me that way, drop a message in the chat down below and I will respond to you directly. So anyway, I'm just excited. This is an awesome day for me. I hope it's an awesome day for you as well. I'm going to be enjoying my life. I hope you're enjoying your life too. And our little motto for Act 2 Life After 50 is, it's never too late to get better. So for you, I say, just get better and enjoy your life. Take care.